It's the annual East Coast Escapade as the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series comes to Riverside International Speedway. As these cars take to the high banks, always plenty of side-by-side action to watch as the championship race heats up.
It has been quite the show this past summer as Canada's best racers put it all out there for a chance to be called a NASCAR champion. Last week, Xavier Coupal went for a wild ride at 20 Bière. He would walk away a little sore and a little bruised, while the 47 of LP Dumoulin stood high with not only the win, but a commanding lead in the points chase. NASCAR on TSN brings you the Wilson Equipment 300 supporting Red Cross Disaster Relief. From Antigonish, Nova Scotia, this is the 8th round of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, presented by Mobile One. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Dave Bradley. Along with me is Billy Rouse Jr. and Todd Lewis is trackside. Billy, this has to be one of the best tracks in the country.
Dave, it is one of my favorites. This place is mirrored after Bristol, Tennessee. Got some banking in it to keep the speed up. It has 2 fast grooves in it, and I've been talking to the fans. They're from Newfoundland to PEI, and they're here to see some fast NASCAR action.
Well, they are in for a treat as we get set for 300 laps here at Riverside. Doesn't sound like much because it is a short track, but every one of those drivers will be in for a fight all evening long. LP Dumoulin and the WeatherTech Canada team have the points lead, and they have held it since Saskatoon, where they won. The 20 Bière native won his hometown race last week, and now is a 26-point marker over the rest of the field. Billy?
It's a tight race, but there's only 4 races remaining.
And there's been no shortage of drama here in Riverside for the 47 team. The crew kept very busy. With more on that, here's Todd.
That's right, guys. It was a difficult afternoon for LP Dumoulin, our points leader. Problems right near the end of practice with the motor. It wasn't right. They checked the distributor, they checked the electrical, couldn't completely diagnose the problem, so what they did was swap motors with the number 90 car. He will start in the last row. Starting on the front row on pole position for the first time in his NASCAR Canadian Tire Series career, local favorite from Antigonish, Nova Scotia, Donald Chisholm. He's run here in the past and run very well, finishing on the podium. Told me a couple of seconds ago the easy part's over. Now he's got 300 laps ahead of him. Alongside on row number 1 with a great opportunity in the points championship, the 27 Mopar Parts Dodge of Andrew Ranger. He's been charging up the standings. Third now, closing in on second. He'd love to win a 3rd championship. He's got a great opportunity to capitalize tonight. Let's go back to the start-finish line of the voice of NASCAR in Canada, Adam Ross, to get the proceedings underway.
Motorsports, we welcome once again from the Canadian Red Cross, Catherine Burns, Asia Aquino, and Tyler Aquino. Drivers, start your engines!
All that NASCAR horsepower coming to life here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
And you see the window nets being put up on Donald Chisholm, now on Andrew Ranger as the cars fire to life. Look, this gives you a good idea of the banking, even on the front straightaway here at Riverside Speedway. So this is what the drivers are in for. It's a dynamite little racetrack. Good look at Jason Hathaway. You remember he won here back in 2013. John Fleming in the 24 making his first ever NASCAR Canadian Tire Series start.
On board with the 25 of Joey McComb. Joey with that new team just starting to come into their own.
Definitely is gelling with every crew member. As we take a look at today's starting grid, there is Donald Chisholm in the 28-year pole sitter. Andrew Ranger starting alongside. Row number 2 has Scott Steckley and Jason Hathaway. And then we look back to row number 3, where DJ Kennington is behind the wheel of the 17. Stefan Radzinski back in the 18 for Alex Tagliani. There's Joey McComb in the 25. Alex LeBay back in the 72. Remember the good run he had at St. Eustache. The 84 is J.R. Fitzpatrick. Mark Dilley's back behind the wheel of the 02. John Fleming, the 24, starts to the inside of row 6. Matthew Skinnell in the 56 to the outside. Noel Dowler's in the 5, and Kerry Mix in the 9 in row number 7. And then row number 8 has LP Dumoulin going to the back after changing engines, and Paul Jean in the 90.
Well, Dave, as usual, a great-looking field of race cars here tonight. The E3 Spark Plugs race analysis, as we said, 300 laps on this little 1/3 high bank. Jason Hathaway is your defending champion, and it's a decent 23 degrees, so we won't have any weather problems.
And it needs to be mentioned, too, with the 90 of Paul Jean donated his motor to the team car of LP Dumoulin, but then he got a motor from Dave Jacobs Racing so he could run this race behind the wheel of that 90 car. Now let's go down to pit side to Todd Lewis, who's standing by with tonight's Leland lead up to the green. Todd?
Guys, couple things we're keeping an eye on pit road. A lot of suspension changes for teams during practice. Lots of bumps between turns Also, the rookie battle. 3 rookies in the field tonight. Stefan Brzezinski is back in the number 18 car, subbing for Alex Tagliani. The 72, driven by Alex LeBay, already scored a pole this year at Save His Stash. And the 56 of Matthew Scannell, all looking for valuable points tonight.
The field will line up side by side as they prepare for today's start. The Wilson Equipment 300. We're at Riverside Speedway in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Catherine Burns from the Antigonish Red Cross chapter set with the green flag as the field rolls off of turn number 4. The green waves, and we're underway in Nova Scotia.
Down into turn 1 for the first time, side by side. The 27 drives it in hard, but Chisholm holds the bottom.
Beautiful aspect to this track is you see the 2 front runners rub down the back straightaway. 2 grooves on this track come in very quickly, don't they, Bill?
Very, very much so. This racetrack with its 2 grooves and all the banking will hold the speed on the outside. Ranger gets a little crooked off a 2, and the 28's able to hold him in there. But the banking is the trick. It holds that car on the outside in. You can lean on that right front and get the job done.
So a good look at the Castrol Edge Dodge of DJ Kennington. Back up front, though, the Celtic number 28 of Donald Chisholm still trying to hang on to that inside groove with the Mopar number 27 of Andrew Ranger up on the outside. You remember, Andrew Ranger does have a win here on an oval. It's a rare oval win for the driver of the 27, but he did it way back in 2008.
Both of them loose up off the corner. The 27 dives down the bottom to take the spot away from the 22 as Steckley was hunting for that second spot.
Now we slide in all single file through at least the top 7. Everybody chasing the hometown man, Donald Chisholm, from right here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
Well, he's joined us every year for this race, Dave, and he's always run well. This year, he brought a bullet to the gunfight, and he's showing his stuff right off the hop.
Battle for 6th spot between Joey McComb and the CBSF number 25, and Stefan Brzezinski up on the outside in the 18. The rookie getting better each time he's behind the wheel of that Dodge.
Well, the 18 got hung out the outside. Mark Dilley, the veteran in the 02. That Johnsonville machine, he's moving up.
And there's a good look at John Fleming in the 24 machine as he moves underneath the 18 of Brzezinski. And here comes the 72 of Alex LeBay, and they make contact. LeBay not wanting to go away quietly as he shoves the rookie up the hill. It's going to open the door for the 5 of Noel Dowler to poke his nose through, and here comes your points leader, the WeatherTech.ca number 47 of LP Dumoulin.
Well, LP's just got to keep his wits about him. It's 300 laps. He is the points leader. Just got to keep the 47 clean and let Mario Goslin, the crew chief, call the race and get him to the end untouched.
But you say that, Billy, when you're starting at the back of the pack, how much can you really afford to wait and let those leaders catch up to you?
Well, that's the problem. From mid-pack back, there's a discrepancy in lap times. You do not want that leader to catch you in traffic. You got to get going.
Sound of NASCAR from Riverside Speedway. There's the Paul Jean, the number 90, tucked to the inside as he will go 1 lap down. The first car a lap down.
Clear, all clear.
As we spoke, Dave, it does not take long to go a lap down here at this little fast 1/3 mile oval.
Good look at Jason Hathaway. If you remember last year, he took advantage of late race conditions. That car really came alive in the dying laps of last year's race as he took his first win of 2013 as we ride on board with the Rockstar.
Well focused inside the race car. You seen his eyes glance down at the gauges, took a quick look. That's a good race car driver. Focused enough. It's a quick place. You don't have a lot of time. Took a quick look at the gauges, took a look in the mirror, and he's running a fine race so far.
How about the Mopar Dodge, though, of Andrew Ranger? He's starting to take a look on your leader. Look, off the corners where that car seems to work best. He gets a nose underneath, but can't quite get it to stick. Now he's fully underneath the number 28. This is a battle for the lead.
The 27 stays really straight up off the corner right now. Entry's a little loose, but watch this. Look at the drive. He gets up off the corner. Chisholm not able to match pace on the outside.
The Canadian Tire Dodge, the 22 of Scott Steckley, your defending series champion. He's now in a battle for second with the number 28 Nova Construction Celtic Ford Fusion of Donald Chisholm. But Chisholm's doing well up in that outside groove. Seems to be coming alive out there.
Well, the local track knowledge will help for sure, but you also have to spend time during practice in that outside groove to make sure your car will go there. Because at some point during this race, being so fast, you need to be able to run the outside.
And as we've said this story before, once you get two cars battling side by side, the gap behind closes up very quickly. Kennington and Hathaway have caught this lead battle.
Wow, you can really see that. You can hear how much time that Steckley spends off and on the gas pedal, but that gives a great view of how loose the 28 car is up off the corner.
You can see some sorts ahead.
Big loose now. Steckley gets into him. He goes around himself into the fence. Big damage on the 22.
And Chisholm goes around. He stops in the inside groove, but a heavy, heavy hit for the 22 of Scott Steckley. He's leaking what appears to be fuel or some sort of fluid down the back straightaway.
Dave, I'm betting there's no brakes in that car. All race car drivers bring their car to an immediate stop after an accident. That car just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And you know Steckley's a veteran. He does not abuse race cars. Something happened inside that race car. Let's have a look.
So watch here is the battle. And there you can see the tire still spinning on the 22.
There's a brake rotor bouncing down to the inside, Dave. A rotor broke in that car going into the corner. Let's watch. He was a passenger, man. He was stepping on that brake for all she was worth, and it was long gone.
He was doing what he could to keep it off the wall, but the 22 of Scott Steckley will drive back to the infield, but pit stop time now, Todd.
Few takers during this caution period. The 5 of Noel Dowler, they've been battling the handling of that car all day. Stops a little bit short and has trouble getting into his pit stall. The 18 with Stefan Brzezinski also making a stop, as is the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
There you see Donald Chisholm come in. He was your early race leader. Alex LeVay also making a quick pit stop, but Andrew Ranger continues to lead early on under caution.
If you're shopping for a tractor, the Mahindra Max proves that numbers never lie. That's because the Mahindra Max is the #1 lift capacity in its class and best-in-class turning radius to get into places other tractors can't. Oh, and when the other guy's warranty stops at 2 years, Mahindra's 5-year warranty is still going strong. Add it all up and you get the world's #1 selling tractor, Mahindra.
You know the drill?
Got it, String Bean. First one to that island wins.
Is that a dolphin?
Where?
That's a bad idea.
Honeydew is water repellent. I'm gonna go through this water like a jet ski. You wanna do this or what?
All right. 1, 2,
3.
Hey!
Bad on swim trunks. Great on everything else.
Honeydew from Clean Flow.
You would text here, but you wouldn't text here. You would text here, but you wouldn't text here. You would text here, but you wouldn't text here. So why would anybody text here?
The Wilson Equipment 300 in support of Red Cross Disaster Relief is brought to you by the sounds of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series fills the maritime skies. We work lap 71 of a scheduled 300 at the Wilson Equipment 300 at Riverside Speedway. Paul Jean received a free pass. That caution, he's in the 14th spot. Joey McComb with some issues. He'll return the CBSF Dodge to pit road. Get it all sorted out as we go back to green.
Well, Dave, we got to talk about strategy. Being a 300-lap race, you'll see these guys pit twice for tires and at least once for fuel. So they'll get lefts, they'll get rights, and they'll get fuel. If I'm a crew chief, I'm saving them rights to the end.
And the 5 of Noel Dowler has been in, and he has changed both his left sides and his right side, so he is done for the evening as far as tires go in that White Motorsports number 5.
Well, he's taking a gamble, but his crew chief isn't really wrong. You take a look, we're 220 some laps to the end. Track position will become his as everybody else pits. His pitting is done.
On board with the CBSF Dodge of Joey McComb in 12th position. He pitted to take on some tires and now down a lap. And the number 25 as the leaders whiz by on the outside.
The 28 car is still loose up off the corner, but he's making it work for him as he chases down that top 10.
As we take a look at the 28, we should really mention John Chisholm, the owner and the visionary here at Riverside Speedway, unfortunately passing away this past July, and very much a big big miss here in the Maritimes and in the racing scene right across Canada.
Well, he did so much, not only in racing, but he gave to local charities, the hospital, the kids. He did a lot for the area.
Well, you know, he's going to be looking down and smiling on his son in that 28 car. Sat on the pole, led early on, and running very, very strong as he normally does, Donald Chisholm.
Well, as I said, he races with us every year at this race, and right now he's fighting for 6th spot.
Matter of fact, he finished 3rd here back in 2011, so he's done really quite well in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. On Mark Dilley, also a very, very accomplished driver here at Riverside Speedway. As a matter of fact, he's the only driver in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series to never finish outside of the top 10 here at this racetrack.
Mark Dilley always strong at these little short bull rings.
As we mentioned, it's been a tough night for the 22 racing team. Both drivers into the fence early on. Let's now go down pit side. Todd standing by with one of tonight's top rookie contenders.
That's the 18 car, Stefan Brzezinski. Glad to see that you're out in OK too. What happened from your seat?
I was just driving. I was just trying to get going on the restart, and then I think we just had a failure of some sort. I don't know if it was steering or a tire went down, but all of a sudden they went straight, and I hit the wall really hard. So, I mean, I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be here. Like, the EpiPen.com Express car was awesome, and then P Resources came out as a partner with me. It was, you know, a great day until this point, and now, unfortunately, we had a problem, but I'm okay, so.
Glad that you're okay. Boy, it's a tough night for this team. The 22 car, of course, guys, went out earlier with brake issues.
Yeah, there won't be any partying in Milverton this week. Greg Gibson, the body man, will be very, very busy. A battle for second here on the racetrack, though, as Hathaway ducks underneath the number 17 of DJ Kennington.
Well, DJ's still getting the new car gremlins out of that car, but he's a smart veteran. You notice how he was giving the bottom away. The 3 was a little stronger. So when he let the 3 go through, he didn't really lose any time on the racetrack. Let him go. We'll fight it later.
Nice and smooth, bud. Nice and smooth. No pressure from behind.
And that 3 team has been very, very strong on short tracks all season long. You remember he won at Autodrome Chaudière earlier on this season, but right now he's chasing Andrew Ranger. The pace is picking up here in race number 8 of the 2014 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. We're well underway here in the Wilson Equipment 300 at Riverside Speedway.
Well, the 3's coming, but that 27 of Andrew Ranger, he's in a comfort zone. Him and Billy Burns are really starting to click again.
Emery picked up a win earlier on at Edmonton Raceway in the Western Swing. And look at the gap now between the second place driver, the 3 of Jason Hathaway, and the 17 of DJ Kennington.
Well, kind of, that's what I was alluding to. The 27 was just keeping pace with those 2, and as soon as the 3 car cleared the 17, they both picked up the pace.
Kennington is hungry yet to visit victory lane in 2014. A good look at the 28 of Donald Chisholm. And Todd, what's the word?
Updates as this green flag run continues. The 28 of Donald Chisholm, after some earlier troubles, he's battled back nicely into the top 5 and running for 4th at the moment. The 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick made an earlier stop, did take on some fuel, but the real story was they needed to tighten that car up. He will have to likely take on more fuel again. They don't think they can go the rest of the distance on the fuel in the car.
Todd, the way JR drives, it's always wide open, and for sure they'll have to stop once more for fuel. But you got to remember, it's 300 laps, and they're going to stop for tires anyway, so you might as well get a splash of fuel.
The 0-2 of Mark Dilley ducking underneath the 24 of John Fleming, taking over 6th position, and there is the 47 of LP Dumoulin starting to make his presence known here at the front of the field, now battling for 7th.
The 47 done a great job coming from the back of the field to 7th, and he's not done yet. The car looks pretty strong.
And how about the youngster from Sherwood Park, Alberta, in the 5, Noel Dowler, as he too will pace that car to the yellow line down low and duck underneath the 24.
That car not his normal ride. This is an oval track ride, and every time he climbs in this car, he's pretty competitive.
You remember he led some laps at St. Eustache behind the wheel of this car before, unfortunately, spinning out. He has been very, very competitive on the ovals.
Well, Derek White's got some good equipment, and the boy gives it a good ride.
This is your race leader, though, the Mopar Dodge, the number 27 of Andrew Ranger. And look at the distance back to second. Jason Hathaway is coming.
The 3's definitely getting through the middle of the corner better than the 27, but down the straightaway, that Mopar Dodge has some good power.
driver just ahead of this battled for the lead is the 72 of Alex LeBay, and there is the flag indicating that the leaders are coming. He's sitting in 10th spot as Alex LeBay. He's got a very quick car, but he is in very real jeopardy of going a lap down.
Jason Hathaway, all kinds of loose up off the corner, but remember, on a high bank racetrack, loose is fast, and he's coming.
Yeah, Andrew Ranger's looking at the back of the field. We got a caution out, and word on the radio is debris up in turn number 1. So that's the call from the NASCAR officials, and that allows Alex LeBay to stay on the lead lap.
There's a good look at the crowd we have here tonight. The place is packed, and they're getting a great show.
Safety crew out looking for that debris up in turn number 1, but another opportunity for pit stops, and the front runners are in. Todd?
The leader leads the field along pit road. This is the stop near halfway. They'll likely change all 4 tires. Left side's first for the 27 of Andrew Ranger. J.R. Fitzpatrick right ahead of him, getting fuel this time, now backing out and getting out first along pit road.
He nearly made contact with one of the crew members. You see a very, very tight pit lane here at Riverside Speedway as your points leader, the 47 of LP Dumoulin, down and away. Have another look at this pit stop for the crew cam of the 47 rear tire changer. That's Stefan Pilot. And a big happy birthday as he celebrates his birthday here today.
5 off and 5 on. Here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. But more important, watch the 84 come in here. Tight to the wall.
J.R. Fitzpatrick back first this time. Fuel only on the first stop. Now it's left side tires. The 27 of Andrew Ranger along pit road. Fuel this time for the Mopar Parts Dodge.
You remember Sammy Putnam, who used to work with the 17 team, now working with the 84 crew. They get JR out first, but it's Noel Dowler who leads the field here in Riverside, Nantiganesh, Nova Scotia. The Wilson Equipment 300. We're 142 laps into a scheduled 300. 21-year-old Noel Dowler leads the Wilson Equipment 300 here in Riverside Speedway. Is White Motorsports Empire Mechanical Chevrolet as we get ready to go back to green. The field all lined back up. We're on lap 146, nearing the halfway mark. Matthew Scannell in 9th spot gets the free pass during that caution.
Side by side down into turn 1. We got fresh rubber on the outside. The 5 car, he got his tires way back on lap 67. So now strategy's going to play out because we know the 84 got fuel and laps, as did the 27 and the 17. And look back there, veteran 02. That's Mark Dilley. He's looking for another podium finish as well.
Billy, while we're looking at who took tires and who didn't, the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick is snuck into the lead in the Equipment Express Chevy. He needs a good points day. Comes into this one second in points, but he's got a lot of ground to make up in the chase.
26 points behind. He's got to get everything he can get. Lead some laps. Everything he can get, he's got to get. And he's got a veteran on that pit box making those calls and helping him do it.
It's a good look at the 3 of Jason Hathaway. A battle for 5th spot with the 02 of Mark Dilley in the Leland Ford. With Jason Hathaway in the 3 and the 28 of Donald Chisholm, they have all 4 of their tires as well. So they're in it for the long haul with what they have.
Everybody's giddy up right now. We got side-by-side action way back in the field, and nobody's giving any quarter.
As we hit the Tim Hortons halfway update, 4 leaders so far, 5 lead changes, and 3 cautions so far. A couple trips to the wall for the 22 racing team cars. Highest rookie so far is Alex LeBay, is back up to 8th spot after nearly going a lap down just a short time ago.
The 28 of Chisholm hanging tough on the outside as Dilley has to give the spot up.
Couple of Fords battling nose to tail. We ride on board with Donald Chisholm.
He's able to cut the middle of the corner very well, Dave.
But the man who was fast early on is fast once again. The Mopar Dodge of Andrew Ranger, who was your leader when we went to pit stops, working on J.R. Fitzpatrick in the front of the field.
J.R. Fitzpatrick able to carry that momentum around the outside, Dave. The 27 a little loose up off the bottom, and that hurts his forward bite. But J.R. able to fend him off this time.
What a great camera shot there. You saw just how violent this track can be, moving the body around inside the car. That's going to wear you out as a driver.
It's a little tough on you, but these guys are athletes. They're not a bunch of bubble boys. These guys are in good shape.
4th spot up for grabs. There is Chisholm to the inside of the Castrol Edge Dodge of DJ Kennington. And here comes Hathaway. Once that hole opens up, it seems like it's quite a bit easier to make a pass stick.
Also, the 28 and the 3 are on 4 Goodyears. Everybody else is on 2.
Chisholm now moves up to the inside of the 5 of Noel Dowler, and there's a good look at how much new tires versus older tires makes a big difference.
He just drove up off the corner in the 5 car like the 5 car was anchored to the fence.
And it's really not that much difference, about 80 laps difference between those two sets of Goodyear. But essentially, is, as you say, Billy, the goodie has gone out of the Goodyears.
There's no good feeling like the feeling of 4 new Goodyears. There's a battle for 4. It's right there. The 3's got it, and the 5 had to give it up.
Rockstar Energy Chevrolet. Jason Hathaway continues to work his way up through this field. There's Chisholm. Makes a slide job of the 27 of Andrew Ranger. Coming out of nowhere is the Celtic Ford. Now he's going to work on your leader.
That thing, that 28 car, the Celtic Ford, is a bullet right now.
Whatever adjustments they made during their pit stops, it brought this car to life. New leader here at Riverside Speedway, and it is the hometown hero, Donald Chisholm.
Wow, listen how long he's on the throttle. That thing is hooked up. He put 5 car lengths on the 84 in 1 lap.
And now Jason Hathaway works on the 84 as he's taken over 3rd spot for Major Ranger. Hathaway will take over 2nd here on the front straightaway. Ranger hanging out just in behind in 4th spot, but all the while, the 28 of Donald Chisholm is punching his ticket and checking out.
Dave, just 4 laps ago, we're talking about Andrew Ranger fighting for the lead. He's now 4th.
And there you see the 5 of Noel Dowler hanging out in 5th spot, albeit about 5 car lengths behind now this battle for 3rd spot. What a dice here in Riverside Speedway in Antigonish, Nova Scotia, the only stop in the Maritimes for the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. But we were right when we predicted a treat for the fans here tonight. They are getting it. This a battle for 3rd.
J.R. Fitzpatrick, he likes this racetrack. He's not scared to run the outside groove, and it's a little easier on the right side tires, and he's keeping the momentum.
So Mark Dilley and Alex LeVay battling for 7th position as we ride on board with Mark Dilley on the left side of your screen. Dilley able to hold off the challenge from the youngster in the 72, and now your leader has some company. So Donald Chisholm goes from having the hot whip to now coming under fire from the 3 of Jason Hathaway, and Hathaway will steal the lead.
3 cars fast. We talked about how fast the 28 was. Maybe he used his stuff up a little bit, Dave, because, man, he was hauling on it. And now that Rockstar Chevrolet showing his way out front.
There is really no chance to catch your breath when you're at the front of the field. We've had Donald Chisholm the leader. We've had J.R. Fitzpatrick the leader. And now we've got Jason Hathaway and the Rockstar Energy Chevrolet, your new race leader, in a matter of only a handful of laps. So his crew looking on and logging those important lap times as Jason Hathaway focuses in the cockpit of the number 3 here at Riverside. Welcome back to race number 8 of the 2014 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series on TSN. I'm Dave Bradley. Along with me is Billy Rose Jr. and Todd Lewis is trackside. There is your race leader, the 3 of Jason Hathaway, as he dives underneath the 0-2 of Mark Dilley, who's in 8th spot, putting him a lap down.
Dave, the 3 car is on a mission. The 28's right there if something happens. But I'll tell you, Jason Hathaway having it all his way tonight at Antigonish.
There you see the 27 of Andrew Ranger up on the outside as the 72 of Alex LeVay in the Lou's Barbecue Dodge. Dives underneath. The Ranger's going to be able to hang on to 3rd spot as Paul Jean, the 90, holds the inside lane. So that puts the 72 just in behind Andrew Ranger for another lap.
Just listen to how long he's on the throttle. The 27 Mopar Dodge really strong down the straightaway.
Hey, coming on strong, very, very strong, I should say, here at Riverside Speedway. Antigonish, Nova Scotia, wiggle out of the 27 of Andrew Ranger, and here he comes for 3rd.
Overdrove the entrance to the corner, got a little loose, allowed the 72 to bury it back down the bottom. Now Andrew's going to have to fight back.
Now, if you remember, the 72 does have 4 tires. The 27 of Andrew Ranger has yet to take on all 4 Goodyears. So Ranger hoping for a late race pit stop to get some new rubber underneath that car. But the 72 went for a pretty wild ride just a week ago at the Grand Prix de Trois-Rivières. Now, it wasn't Alex LeVay behind the wheel. It was Xavier Coupal. And have a look. It ended up badly. Dave Jacobs Racing Built a very, very good race car, and we are pleased to say that Xavier Coupal managed to walk away from this wreck unhurt. Believe it or not, it was astonishing. The crowd went into a hush, and Coupal managed to get out unhurt. Just a testament to the safety aspects of NASCAR and Dave Jacobs Racing.
As wild a ride as I've ever seen on a short shoot of a road course, the car just disintegrated, but was well built, and the kid is going to race again.
J.R. Fitzpatrick, who sits in sixth spot. There is your leader, the Rockstar Energy Chevrolet, going past, putting Fitzpatrick a lap down, who was your race leader not too long ago.
Dave, the three, the Chaco Chevrolet, having a night. But, you know, something we should mention, Fast Eddie Hackinson, 65 years old. Pretty nice birthday present coming.
Let's say 65 years young. And a good run being put in by his driver, Jason Hathaway. There's Donald Chisholm. He's second on track right now as he'll duck underneath the Equipment Express Chevy of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Riding on board Chisholm.
The 28 car is not out of it yet. He's still got a strong horse, Dave.
Now you take a look and find out where your favorite driver is running. The ticker across the top of your screen. There's the 02 of Mark Dilley, the Leland Ford, and the Castrol Edge Dodge of DJ Kennington. DJ Kennington, the only driver to win twice here. There have been 6 different winners in 7 starts.
Mark Dilley able to close right up in the bumper, but can't get it quite. He can't quite turn the middle. Watch when the 02 goes in the corner. Entrance is really good, but across the center, not quite as good as DJ Kennington.
And those two drivers battling over 6th position. DJ Kennington, you see the rotors glowing on the Castrol Edge Dodge as the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick gets the car down just in front of him as he'll take away that inside group, but both of them starting to wiggle.
J.R. loose under braking going into the corner, and that's going to open the bottom up as well. And the 3 puts a lap on the 5. That is 5th spot, just went a lap down.
Amazing, the can of stuff that Jason Hathaway has opened here at Riverside Speedway.
Open up a large can, Dave, open up.
As they say, he must be happy inside there. As a driver, you're able to hit all your marks and the car just feels perfect. And that's got to give you a ton of confidence.
We were talking before, every short track race oval this year, that 3 car has been stout.
Good look at a battle there, not for position. The 72 of Alex LeVay in 3rd. The 17 of DJ Kennington is in 6th, currently 1 lap down. Todd, what's going on with our leader?
Guys, as Jason Hathaway continues to run strong in that 3 car, Greg Masters and the rest of the team keeping an eye on it. A little bit of smoke coming out of the rear end occasionally. I just asked him and he said, I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's rear end, maybe it's brake, not sure. We're keeping an eye on it though. Again, not serious yet to pull him in, but they are watching it closely.
On board with Hathaway, you saw a quick flash of the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick up on the outside is currently in 9th and going a 2nd lap down, believe it or not.
Wow, there's the 27 and the 47 side by side, and the leader's right there. He's opening up a can. This is a great night for the 3 car, lots of power.
And the 27 of Andrew Ranger is currently in 4th position, and Jason Hathaway is making a move on him, so he's going to put the 4th place car a lap down.
Dave, I've been watching the smoke out of the 3. It is getting worse.
You can see a flash of the exhaust as he gets on and off the gas, getting in and out of the corners here. Little dust of smoke coming from the 47 of LP Dumoulin. We've got contact. Fleming in the 24 gets together with your race leader. A big hit and a fire in the Rockstar Energy Chevrolet of Jason Hathaway.
We've knocked an oil line off the 3 car and it's on fire. Jason brings it to a stop. He's going to try and get unbuckled, get out of that car. The fire is pretty much out.
And that's Chris Baker there from the 22 team. He's a firefighter in the Ottawa area. He's there quickly with a fire extinguisher to make sure any hot spots are extinguished. But it looks as though the flames have died down. Hathaway yet to emerge. Now the window net goes down. You can see him moving inside that race car. Jamie Hackinson in to take a look.
Well, the driver gets out, and I was right. I can hear him talking about the oil fire. They've got to put out, but that just is not right. Our leader, having his own way, gets caught up in somebody else's stuff. Here's the replay. 24 and 47 get it together off the corner. The 24 goes up to the fence, and the 3 is already there, and the damage is done.
That's short track racing here at Riverside Speedway. Unfortunately, things happen, and they do very quickly. And there you saw the fire on the 3.
But also in that replay, we've seen the 28 around backwards in the grass in the front stretch as well.
Chisholm actually caught the inside wall, and you see the flames all the way underneath that race car, and Hathaway very much aware that that engine compartment is on fire. You can see him almost starting to unbuckle before that car comes to a stop.
Jason walking back to the hauler. I've been in that position. You got them put together and get caught up in somebody else's stuff.
And it is heartbreaking for that team, but another opportunity for pit stops. Kennington is in, so is Dilly. Todd?
Finally, a chance to stop for that fresh right side rubber. The 17 car along pit road, service being done. The 84, J.R. Fitzpatrick, also along pit road. Smooth service, right side rubber done, a left side handling adjustment.
And you can see lots of room on the pit lane this time. Everybody else took tires earlier. These drivers had a lot of space to work as everybody's chasing Donald Chisholm. 38-year-old Donald Chisholm from right here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia leads the Wilson Equipment 300 here at Riverside Speedway as we get set to go back to green. The fourth restart of the evening here on lap 254. There you see Jason Hathaway, who was the class of the field tonight. He's on pit lane. That car is still moving.
Well, he's 9 laps down, but they repaired it because they do have a championship point hunt to worry about. So you got to get the car out there to finish every lap you can finish.
So just 2 cars on the lead lap. The 28 of Donald Chisholm, the 72 of Alex LeBay, and the 47 of LP Dumoulin, and the 5 of Noel Dowler currently battling for 3rd spot to be the first car 1 lap down and be eligible for a free pass if we get a caution.
0-2 Mark Dilly strong on the bottom of that Johnson Phil Leland Ford. I mean, that thing is coming to life.
We should mention, too, that the 27 of Andrew Ranger would have picked up the lucky dog during that last caution period. He elected to pit, take on his right side tires. When you do that, you're no longer eligible to get your lap back.
That's right, Dave. So now everybody's just fighting for every inch of racetrack they can get to, because the guys that are just 1 lap down, if the caution comes out, they get a free pass. They got a shot at this thing if they can catch the 28.
And now this is a battle for 3rd spot between the 47 of LP Dumoulin and the 02 of Mark Dilly. That 02 team has been strong off and on this season. They've had a bunch of bad luck through the middle portion of the season. Of course, finishing with a runner-up finish at Autodrome Chaudière on the 2nd event of the season. And there's the 84 and the 24. That's J.R. Fitzpatrick and Fleming. They're battling for 8th position, both of them 2 laps down.
Well, Fleming, the 24 car, he come out of that accident unscathed and still very competitive. But let's give a shout out to Mario Goslin, the 47. He brought his driver from the back to the front in this 300 lapper.
And he's doing it very well, hanging on the outside. Here comes Dilly now to the inside. The Castrol Edge Dodge of DJ Kennington trying to duck his nose underneath your points leader in the WeatherTech.ca number 47.
DJ Kennington, that 17 Castrol Dodge, he's able to get down the bottom as well. Will he be able to muscle through in the 47? Down the backstretch, it's a drag race.
Riding on board with LP Dumoulin. And of course, the 02 of Mark Dilly and the 17 of DJ Kennington came in for tires during that most recent caution. That is why those cars look a lot quicker than everybody else on the speedway.
Side by side right there, nobody can get through. And Andrew Ranger sitting back watching the show. He wants to get in on the action as well as J.R. Fitzpatrick takes the spot from the 47.
Needs to be mentioned, though, the Celtic Ford Fusion, the number 28 of Donald Chisholm, continues to lead. He's holding his own out front after being involved in a couple different skirmishes around the track earlier on this race. It doesn't seem to have phased that driver or that car. He's still rocket ship quick.
Picking them up and setting them down as the closing laps work here at Antigonish. The 28 would really like to win at his home track.
Riding on board the WeatherTech 47 of LP Dumoulin, coming off a win at his home track in front of his hometown crowd in Trois-Rivières, Quebec, on the tight street circuit as he starts to fade just a little bit here in the Wilson Equipment 300. Andrew Ranger picks up a spot around him, but now look, the 02 of Mark Dilly is underneath the youngster, the 72 of Alex LeBay. This not for position, but Dilly wants to earn his lap back, and he might do it based on speed.
Well, he's got a strong car, Dave, but he's got to clear the 72 because he wants to get his lap back if something happens. But right now, it's all Chisholm in the 28 here at Riverside.
Hey, buddy. What's in the box?
Oh, that's my speed demon. I bought it from this guy. He said it'd give my car more power. Oh, that? He drinks a lot of gas. You wanted more power. Wouldn't this have been smarter? Yes!
E3 spark plugs diamond fire technology delivers superior power and exceptional fuel efficiency.
If you love your car more than anything, treat it right with Castrol Edge. Castrol Edge is driven stronger to meet the higher demands of your engine and the high demands of car lovers everywhere. It's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
Nothing is tougher on your car's floor than you. That's why there's WeatherTech floor liners. WeatherTech liners are laser measured to custom fit and perfectly protect your specific make and model. Front, back, even up the sides. Dirt and spills stay in the liner until you wash them away. Order your WeatherTech floor liners at weathertech.ca or call this number. Complete protection, completely North American made. Order your WeatherTech protection today at weathertech.ca.
Just 13 laps to go here in race number 8 of the 2014 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, and his hometown hero, Donald Chisholm, with a commanding 3-second lead over Alex LeBay.
Right here, the 17 Castro Dodge trying to get back in the lead lap, and he's going to bring Ranger with him.
Now, if you remember, just before we went to break, the 0-2 of Mark Dilley was just ahead of the 17. He has fallen off just a little bit with the two cheat cars. The 17 of Kennington, the 27 of Andrew Ranger have hooked up, and Kennington has almost got his lap back there, but Chisholm battling back on the outside.
He's got the freshest right side tires, but Chisholm is such a strong race car, he's making him work for it.
You can see Chisholm working that outside groove, and Ranger now with nowhere to go, and he's closed up on the back bumper of the 17 of DJ Kennington, and now they both have their lap back. Now they hope for a caution.
Yeah, I was going to get there, Dave, because now could be too little too late, but if the caution were to come out, that would bring them all the way back around, and they'd have a shot at that 28 car.
Have to give a shout out for your second place driver, the Lou's Barbecue, number 72 of Alex LeBay. You remember earlier on this season at St. Eustache, Quebec, he started on pole, unfortunately broke a drive shaft in that race and did not finish. However, here he's been strong all afternoon, right into the evening, and currently sitting inside the top 5 in second, chasing your leader.
But Dave, we shouldn't be surprised. That equipment prepared at a Dave Jacobs shop, it's won a lot of races with that other guy in the 27 driving it, so we should not be surprised.
Yeah, back in the day when Andrew Ranger won 2 championships in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. But Donald Chisholm in the Celtic 4, number 28, is still your race leader. And you can see the two drivers in front of him. One used to be one lap down, now back on the lead lap. And 1 lap to go for your hometown hero. Donald Chisholm will lead him down the backstretch for the final time. Listen to him work the throttle into 3 and 4. And Donald Chisholm will win his first ever NASCAR Canadian Tire Series race in front of his hometown crowd.
Well, Dave, this will be an emotional win. He had trouble twice tonight. His father was looking down, watching him win his first ever NASCAR race at home.
With the crowd still on their feet after an exciting Wilson Equipment 300, they now await their local hero to emerge. Todd is standing by in victory lane. Todd?
Big celebration, an elated crew, an exhausted driver is still going to get his fist in the air to celebrate a great win here on his home track. Donald, you can work on the celebration a little bit next time, but you told me the qualifying lap was the easy part. You had 300 hard laps after that.
Yeah, I'm used up. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Here we are. We're so close before, but man, I don't know what to say. It's been an unbelievable day. So set fast time, win the race. We had a big day. We won.
After several tries, some podium visits, guys, Donald Chisholm is a winner here at Riverside.
And you can just tell the emotions running high on the mind of Donald Chisholm as he wins his first NASCAR Canadian Tire Series race in front of a hometown crowd. Have a look at the top 10, though. LP Dumoulin, your points leader, in 6th spot, but John Fleming and Matthew Scannell inside the top 10. Good runs for them.
And Dave, also the 5 of Noel Dowler coming home 7th tonight.
And Todd standing by with your second-place finisher. Todd?
Here's another driver making his first appearance on the podium in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. Tremendous second-place run.
Yeah, it was a hell of a run. A lot of emotion in that race, and it's fun to get a second place. But on our first set of tires, we were real slow, struggled a lot with the car, struggling qualifying, wondering what was wrong with the car. Then just put 4 new tires in lap 130, I think. Car started to go, and we went our way back to the pack. Just at the end, it was pretty intense with the guy with sticker tires behind us, and it was hard racing. It was a nice race, I think.
He's a rookie, but guys, he drove like a veteran in this one.
No change at the top of the point standings. LP Dumoulin still with a 26-point cushion over J.R. Fitzpatrick. But look, Andrew Ranger ties it up now, tied for 2nd spot. Scott Steckley loses a position to DJ Kennington, who came home 3rd today. And Todd's with him. Todd?
It's been a struggle for you at times this year, but finally, first podium of the year.
Yeah, we'll take and run with it, man. It was a struggle again tonight. We just got off a little bit on pit strategy there, but the Castrol Edge Mahindra tractor Dodge was really good. I got to thank APX, Cathcart, Brian, for helping us out with the truck and part of this deal, and of course, Castrol Edge and Mahindra tractors, everybody that supports us. We've had one of those years, Todd, but we're fighting back here. We're going to try to get a couple wins at the end of the season, and we'll take it and run with it. Thanks.
Yeah, there's no give up in that guy or his crew. Whitey will get that thing dialed in, and the guy can drive it when it's ready.
Donald in victory lane, you see, getting a hug from his wife, Kelly. They're celebrating his first win here in Riverside Speedway. This NASCAR on TSN broadcast has been brought to you by Honey Goo from Clean Flow, a honey of a lube. By Leland Industries, a proud Canadian fastener company. And by Mahindra Tractors, the world's #1 selling brand of tractor.
There they are, the spoils of victory. Donald Chisholm with his first-time champagne spray in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series.
Big thank you to our director, Jim Robinson, producer Joel Robinson, and onboard camera tech Steve Ryan. For Billy, Todd, I'm Dave Bradley. So long from Riverside.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.